everyone.
Hello. We just got on. We said we were going to get on at 8:30. It's
Yes.
8:32. And we're just going to wait a little bit. And
See if anybody joins us.
yeah, see, my phone's messed up, so I got my phone to see if whoever is joining in. But even if not, even if nobody sees this live, this is our first video. We actually did one, how many days ago?
About two days ago, I think.
And it went really good. What happened was, we did the video. We talked about chapter 1, and we were really excited about it. We got everything done. And then there were 2 parts in the video. The beginning, and then like right in the middle where something happened. And we just wanted to cut those segments out.
I tried to edit.
So, I mean, we went on a wild goose chase. We were on YouTube. We're checking out all these people's videos on how to edit. And see, everything is, what do you call it? Not crop, but cut, and no, it's a T word.
Oh, trim.
Trim. So they're showing you how to trim the video.
Yeah.
And how to keep those parts, but we wanted to delete 2 parts. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get some editing software and
figure out how to do that, because
yeah.
I did not know what I was doing, and I ended up deleting the whole video.
But she stayed up to like 2, so she tried. She tried, and thank God, because it's book, and it helped me, because I mean I couldn't get upset at her because I know she didn't do it on purpose, and like I said, she tried to get it right.
I did.
And she stayed up for quite some time.
I did. I was trying. I was like praying, Lord, please help me to be able to get this video back. I downloaded software. Nothing worked. So it was meant for us to do it again and to do it live.
Because we're supposed to be doing it live anyway.
Yeah.
And she just wanted to do a dry run on the video. And we, like I said, she did awesome. We did. I felt like we made some really good points, but we're the only 2 that saw it. So we are just doing this again. For everybody that I've been able to speak to about it, we're doing it on this book, Love and Respect.
It's an awesome book.
The light is hitting that top part. There you go. Love and Respect. And it says, the love she most desires and respect he desperately needs. And it's by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs, Eggerichs.
Yes.
And we got this book when we were in premarital counseling. And I already like to read. She likes to read. So we're sitting there thinking, okay, this will be good. Because they told us one thing. They said, read it separately. That way, when you come back together, you can go over it together. But when you do read it, Sade, you highlight what stands out to you in pink highlighter. Nate, you highlight yours in blue. And then the things that you guys came together on, you'll see them in purple. And so that's what we did in chapter 1. We've done it a while ago, but we reread it so that we can go over some of the points that we thought were pretty cool. And so that's what we're doing. We're going to do 1 chapter a week for this book. And then we're just going to do more books and things like that, because the premise behind what we're doing is because we talk about this all the time. Yeah. Sade wants to inevitably work with women in the future. And there's a need for people for marriage. Marriage is under attack, and it's no secret, but also our age group.
Yeah.
Your parents have been married for a million years.
Yeah.
My parents have been married for a million years. And it's like, what about walking in that with somebody in your demographic? Somebody who's less than 10 years that's just going through the same daily things that you're going through too. So that's why we're doing this. So people that might not have a chance to read or might not even like reading can just get some little tidbits that we're learning along the way to help us out. So
for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a great book. I'm so thankful that we did receive it in our premarital counseling, because it opened up my eyes to so many things as to how my husband may think and why he responds in a certain way. And it showed me things about myself, so it was definitely a great start for us beginning our journey of marriage. Like, it's been so great.
very true.
So did you want to talk a little bit about the first chapter? You want to...
Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Dive a little into it.
I'll start it off diving into it. The first thing that... And every time I tell somebody this book, I say the bad part about it is this guy puts everything so plain, but then you read it, you're like, it's like aha moment, or you have this huge epiphany about why things have been going the way they've been going.
Yeah.
And it's right here in this book. He puts it so plainly, right? But the first thing right in front of chapter 1 is called the crazy cycle. And this is like the easiest way to put it, but it kind of puts it into perspective why things happen when they happen in your relationship or in your marriage. And here it is right here, if you can see that. You see it says, go ahead, babe.
It says, without love, she reacts, and without respect, he reacts.
Without love, she reacts, and without respect, he reacts. And the reason why it's called the crazy cycle is because without love, she doesn't get that love or feel that love, and then she reacts. And from that reaction, he senses or feels a lack of respect, and then from that lack of respect, he reacts, and then she reacts to his lack of respect, and it creates this cycle,
crazy
and that's why it's called the crazy cycle, because a lot of us sometimes don't even realize we're in that cycle. We're like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
Or sometimes we do. Like, we've gotten to the point now where we can realize we're in that cycle, but at first, it was just like things would go from here to here to here, and they would escalate. Yeah. And I'm like, what's going on? It's because she's feeling unloved, and then from her unlove, she's reacting, and I'm feeling disrespected by the way she's reacting, and she's feeling unloved by my reaction from her disrespect. And it's just, like it says, a crazy cycle. So,
for real.
And that's not even, I mean, that's just right there on the front page.
That's like the first chapter. We haven't even fully got into it, and already we're like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense.
Yeah. It's like right before you even open to page, before you even read a word, you're like, oh
wow,
man.
I never even
I really don't even need to
that.
read no more. I do, but it's like,
right.
I think I'm good for the day.
Yeah.
You know, and then you start going in. I think like here you go, babe. It kind of starts off with his views of not disagreements, but understanding your partner better from where they are, because he has a thing called the jean jacket discrepancy or whatever, and it's just a story about how his wife gave him a jean jacket, and she didn't appreciate or like the way he reacted to the gift.
Right.
That's it. And it wasn't the reason that he didn't like it. He said he liked it, and he was like, I honestly did, but our families were different, and she came from a family where they're, I love it, it's what I always wanted. I personally can relate to that because my family's not like that. We're like, oh, cool, appreciate you. You know?
And my family is like, we really show appreciation. Like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is exactly what I wanted. Oh my goodness, how did you, like, over the top. So we even went through certain things like that where I'm like, you don't like it. I think there was something I had got you, a sweater or something.
She got me something, and I honestly liked it. I think I still wear it to this day.
Yeah, but his reaction wasn't the way I thought it should have been for someone who really likes something. Yeah. And so then it made me feel some type of way because I'm like, well, no, you don't like it. And so it's so funny that the author and his wife went through that same type of situation. And it wasn't even that he responded in a wrong way. It just wasn't the way she thought he should have responded because of how she thought, how she had been raised. And so, like, yeah, it's crazy in the first chapter.
The very first chapter. That's like the first 2-3 pages.
Yeah.
And it's very relatable.
It is.
And it has happened to us. And so that's why we love this. That's the main reason why we love this book, is because it's so simple, but it puts things in the terms that you need to hear it in.
Yeah.
And I love reading it because it doesn't just, because you get some of those books that'll just bash the husband. Yeah. And you get some of those books that'll just bash the wife.
Right.
This book is equal. And it talks a lot about how it says husband loves your wife as Christ loved the church, and things like that. So it does put a lot on the husband, and I think the main thing that stuck out to me about, he said the epiphanous moment that he had about the verse, in Ephesians, about husband love your wives and wives respect your husband, was that's why God was telling the husband, that's why it's a commandment, love your wife. And then wives respect your husband, because God innately built love into the woman. And so God didn't have to tell the woman to love your husband.
Right.
No, because she's already going to do that because that's how it built you.
That's how we are.
He's saying respect your husband because that's what you need to work on.
Yeah.
And he's telling the man, love your wife. Let her feel that love, because we are built with respect. I think in the last video I said, that alpha male mentality, that I run this as my house. I done said that plenty of times. I feel like Martin, kicking people out of my house, but it's a male thing that's built in us, that macho respect thing. But the love, sometimes we need to work on that. And and sometimes I love her to death. And I know sometimes, because I come from a military background, and sometimes I can be real straightforward, this and that. So sometimes I know she's
a little sharp.
She
that
can
was my
feel,
word.
Oh, that was her word.
That was a little sharp.
Hey,
I don't really know.
I'm like, I mean, the first time she said it, I was like, did she really just tell me it's coming off?
Yeah.
I never heard it before, but I knew what it meant, and I was like, yeah, I can see that, But it was kind of like, I didn't say nothing wrong.
Right.
But my delivery.
Yes. And that's one thing that they talk about in here about your tone. You can be saying the right thing, but the tone and the delivery of what you're saying could be totally off. And then you miss the whole purpose of what you were saying, you know, and that's something that, you know, we went through because I'm from up north.
Both ways.
Yeah.
Both
ways, for real. But being from up north, we talk with our hands. I remember our first argument. I wasn't even trying to be disrespectful, but I was like, listen, I'm trying to let you know. And he was like, who are you clapping your hands?
Who you think you clapping at? I remember it perfectly. I don't know. We was downstairs. And I don't know what happened. I just remember her being at the top of the stairs. Yeah. That's another thing. She was all the way on top of me. She was at the top of the stairs looking down at me, and all I saw was just this.
And to me, I was like, I wasn't trying to be rude. I wasn't trying to be, you know.
But what she said was relevant. It was on topic.
But it was my delivery.
But it was how she came across.
Exactly.
I immediately shut down, and it flipped the whole paradigm of the argument. I was like, who you clapping at? I was like, we don't do this up in here. Not in my no.
Yeah.
And she was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, and then when she would tell me, baby, coming off a little sharp, I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, and I would have to check myself. So that's all in chapter 1.
Yeah, that's all in chapter 1. Your tone could be, you know, so off-putting, but the message totally gets missed. And so there would be times that I would be joking with him, you know, saying something, but I didn't crack a smile or I didn't laugh. And I was just, you know, saying something, and he took it, you know, in an offensive way, and then he got serious, and now I'm like, okay, no, I'm serious. I'm not joking no more, like, because of how he responded. So again, that cycle just continues, you know. If I feel like, well, he was a little, you know, sharp in his delivery to me, then, you know, I could say something that could be a little bit more disrespectful. Or maybe initially I said something that was disrespectful, and he responds out of frustration, and I'm not feeling loved because of how he responded. You know, and so like that crazy cycle just continues, you know, and it was so amazing seeing this and then being able to relate it to our own lives and see the areas where, wow, we did kind of go through that crazy cycle, you know, and
we
so
still go through it sometimes.
We still go through it at times. It's a learning process. That's why I think this book is so great for couples that have been married, you know, a year to 50 years. This is something that everyone can benefit from because it's just so insightful, you know, and it really helped me understand my husband a little bit better, you know, like, wow, I see why he could respond like this. And you know, that's something even in, you know, raising children, you know, I'm the mother, so I'm going to be the nurturer, and I'm going to show them how to love and show love to them. And not that he doesn't, but his whole thing, like with our son, is about respect. Like that respect. The book, Courtney, is Love and Respect. It's an awesome book. Yeah. So even with, you know, our children, you know, I'm the loving one, like, come here, it's okay. And him, he's like, no, he needs to do this. It's about respect. So seeing that in every area, how he operates and how we operate together.
Even Aria as a baby, she's 7 months, and she thought I was ridiculous for this, but I think at month 3 she had a chore, and her chore. What my mama know this because my mama do it with her too. You see it too. What was her chore?
To hold her pamper, maybe? To
hold the diaper. Whenever I change her diaper, I would get her and I would lean her over, and I would say, "Baby girl, hold your diaper," and I would give her a diaper, and she would hold it. And she would hold it when we got to the changing table.
She would hold it.
And she would put it down. And now it's to the point to where, baby girl, get your diaper. And I bend her over. She grabs it. She's 7 months. And then by the time I lay her down, she gives it to me. 7 months. She'd be like, babe, why are you doing that? I'm like, I'm just teaching her some respect. If I'm telling you to do something, you do. And she was so looked. I said, it's to the point to where I'm getting to her subconsciously before she even consciously knows she's doing it. So by the time she doesn't want to respect me, guess what? She's going to subconsciously respect me because I'm already drilling into her before she did. And that's how big respect, and she's seeing that. That's how big respect is for the male. And I really didn't even know why I was doing it really until she asked me why I was doing it. And I thought about it, and she's moving, but she's not going to wake up.
Watching her on the
But that is like the biggest thing that we learned in chapter 1 is the love. And not only do I need to love my wife, but she needs to feel that love expressed in a way that's meaningful to her. If I'm like, I did this, you know, so she should know I love her.
Yeah.
Or she should feel that love from me. But if I'm not expressing it in a way that's meaningful to her, it's pretty much pointless. Just like if she thinks she's expressing respect in a meaningful way to me, and I'm not feeling it, then you might as well not even be doing it.
Yeah.
And so those are some of the big standouts that I got, because I know a lot of times the way I come off and things, and it's just life in general, the hustle and bustle of life. My pastor, not from here, but from Huntsville, told us, he was like, sometimes marriages end not even by disagreements or arguments. Sometimes life ends marriages, because you'll be 20, 30 years deep. You send the last one off to school, then you looking across the breakfast table like, who are you? We didn't grow together, and sometimes I can feel that sometimes. Not saying we're not growing together, but I can feel like, man, sometimes she'll get me. You didn't even give me a kiss today. You didn't give me a hug today. And
it's life.
Yeah, and because I'm out the door, I'm doing this, I'm taking Mike to school, I'm bringing him back. She's got Aria, she's going, and it's just everything. And then by the time we're face to face, just relaxing, it's like, man, you're right. And this book just puts it so plainly for us.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad we're doing it chapter by chapter, because it gives us time to think and to marinate on it. Yeah. And another reason why I like doing this is because it's kind of selfish. I'm selfish with it, because not only do we get to help anybody that might be hearing this or wants to get the book or just wants to pop in for the Sparks Note version, but it makes sure that we're staying on point with what we said we're going to do, because we're in here reading it and we're learning it, so we can talk about it. And so that is really exciting. I know she's really got excited about it, because we wouldn't want to do this for some time. But now that we're actually starting it, I can see her being more excited about it and really wanting to do it. Yeah. And that's refreshing to see. So
it's keeping us accountable. It's definitely keeping us accountable, because I think this is something that we can grow from, and better understand. I want a better understanding of him, so we can grow, And one of the things I just wanted to mention about the respect area was one thing that he told me where he would get bothered. It was if I questioned everything he would tell me. Remember you told me that before? It didn't even have to be like, as far as disrespect, but it was just the little things with him, like, why don't you trust what I'm telling you? And that was an area where he kind of felt like, you're not trusting me as your husband, as the leader. And that was an area where he kind of felt slight disrespect. It doesn't have to be in your face or blatant things as far as disrespect. And that's different for everybody's partner. But for him, it made me kind of think, wow, this is where he feels like the lack of trust in him. I could be, showing him a certain amount of disrespect in that as the leader that God has placed over our family, And so, again, this was very insightful, because I could see those areas in our marriage, And so it's just been great, and it's only the first chapter, So we are so excited for what's gonna, be brought to us and put into light and into perspective for us. We're super excited. And did you want to read something from the highlights, some of the things we've highlighted?
Yeah, remember I said her highlights are in pink. So here's a good view right here. Her highlights are in pink, mine are in blue. And then our same ones are overlapping in purple. And one thing that I highlighted is... this says, when God revealed the love and respect connection, and it says a husband is to obey the command to love even if his wife does not obey the command to respect. And the wife is to obey the command to respect even if the husband does not obey the command to love.
That's good.
And
that's a good point to mention. Even if your partner is not showing you the love that you need, or that satisfies you or fulfills you, that's not a leeway or a gateway to be like, oh, well, let me go ahead and disrespect him because I'm not feeling love. Let me go ahead and talk to you crazy. That's not what it's saying at all. It's saying, in spite of your husband doing that, if you're not feeling love, you're still required to show that respect. That's a mandate that God has given us as women, and, a mandate that God has given them to love us. Even if you feel like you might not be getting that other end from your spouse. And so that's really good, because a lot of times we would justify, why we responded in a particular way. Well, I said this because you said this, so your, reaction your action caused another reaction. And that's not how it goes. Regardless, of how he might have responded, I am still in control of how I respond. you know? And so that to me was something that we did say early on in our relationship, that we cannot, you know, let the other person dictate how we, you know, handle a situation. You know, like you just can't do that. You have to be responsible for your own actions and how you respond. And so that's exactly what that little passage is talking about. Regardless of how the other person may, you know, handle or what they may show you, it doesn't give you a right to, you know, be reckless, you know? And so I thought that was great, because that's something that we all have to kind of understand.
Yeah, and that's when we're most on point. When we stop arguing and stuff, it's when we stop pointing the finger. You know, get inside your own box, pray about your spouse, but don't pray to change your spouse, you know, unless it's for God, you know. But why God, why isn't she understanding what I'm saying? God, why is it blah, you know, all that. I pray to be better. Pray to change myself. When I stop pointing the finger at her and she starts pointing the finger at me, that's when we are on one accord and we're great. But I know when things start tripping around here, it's because it's boom, boom, boom. You did this, and I did this because you did. I mean, I remember the first time I said that to her, like, I didn't make you say that. I can't make it. She was like looking at me like this. She was like, you're right, you know. But then she has a way of flipping stuff, because I said something, she got me right back. I didn't make you say that. I was like, you know what, you're right. You know, and that's when we are the best, is when we're realizing, hey, you know, it's me. I control my actions. So,
and that's humbling when that other person, you know, is like, you know what, I'm sorry for what I did. That makes you examine yourself. Like, wow, you know, that's really humbling, you know, to do that. And so that is such a vital part of having a successful relationship, is to stop pointing the fingers. And if you start to look at yourself or say, God, help me, you know, help me in my areas where, you know, I'm weak, or if I'm being argumentative, or if there's something in me that's causing him to react like that, help me. You know?
And to all the fellas out there, this is going to be, and I'll give you the book so you can read something you want to read. Huh?
No, you good.
No, I just want to, this one point, it says, and I feel like this is for the fellas, so you can know where you're at and why you might be acting the way you're acting. This is, you know, this isn't the end all be all for men or for husbands, but I think this really rang true for me without me even knowing why. And it says, when a husband feels disrespected, he has a natural tendency to react in ways that feel unloving to his wife. Even though we've already said that, just that plain sentence is pretty much the gist and the breakdown, because this kind of comes at the end of the chapter. That's really the gist and the breakdown of what he's talking about right here for the men, and how he helps the men out. Because he's kind of like, you need to kind of catch that and realize that, you know. And that's also for the women, because he's saying, hey, he's reacting to feeling disrespected, you know, and it's not really fair to not have that feeling validated, because that disrespect came from somewhere. The feeling of disrespect came from somewhere. And each person's feelings are valid. If she's feeling unloved, that's a valid feeling, because that's how she feels. And she got that from somewhere. It didn't just pop into her head like, you know what? It's Thursday. It's unloving day. You know, and then all stuff breaks loose around here. No, it's because of something that I did to push that agenda. So, yeah, something you want to...
No, that's good.
That's good.
That's good. So that's just a little bit into the first chapter. Y'all hold us accountable. We are going to do these weekly. If you guys want to get the book, we definitely recommend getting the book, Love and Respect. It's awesome. We can just dive in together and just see what God kind of shows us, you know?
What we want to do, we want to get a night that we do it same time, same night. Since this is our first video, we're probably not like, well, Wednesday.
It might not be Wednesday.
Well, it might not be Wednesday, because sometimes I gotta play. And then she'll start singing again.
It might be Tuesdays. Tuesdays are a good day for us. But we'll get that down, and we'll let everybody know.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about it. But yeah, we'll get that down. We'll let everybody know. We're not gonna have a goal of doing one a week. We're gonna do one a week. One chapter a week. So anybody that like what you heard or know, even if you ain't watching, even if you don't care about nothing like this, but you know we're doing this, and you got our information, hit me up and be like, hey, don't forget to do your video with your wife, because y'all said y'all was gonna do that. And if you know her and it's been a week and you haven't seen nothing come up, hit her up and be like, hey, you slacking, you know. So real quick, are there any? Let me see. I heard some people.
Rotate.
I'm rotating.
No, turn back.
Oh, because we started it this way. Go to the top, because I seen a lot of
everybody, thank you guys for watching and just showing some support to us. We'll respond back. We can always respond back after the video.
Courtney, she said you sound just like your brother Q. You're like twins in your various ministries.
Your fingers pointing, doing the camera.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So, all right.
Thank you guys.
We'll see y'all soon. And here it is again. Get the book so you can follow along.
Yeah. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night, and we will catch you guys next week.
See y'all next week.
All right.